And we are live. Welcome, everyone, both future and now. And thank you, Jen, for making that intro.
You're welcome.
So,
Is he still muted?
oh, sorry.
Cool. Yeah, he knows his wife's mouthy, so he has to do something.
Yeah.
Cool intro, Jen. I bopped along.
Yeah.
It's a good bit of music for this show, I thought.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
But let's see. Currently in the chat, we've got Robert X, the grumpy old dude. Hi, Ed. We've got Jay from the Nevermore Tavern. Obviously, Mama Atheist, Danger Hissy, Gentle Corner, and of course, the Shill Master General, Dave, or Critical Cripple. Thank you all for joining, and thank you all in the future for watching. And yes, this week we are talking about people who are on a mission from God.
Yeah.
Are talking about people who are on a mission from God.
Sorry,
so good we had to hear it twice.
Talking about people who are on a mission from God.
Who's echoing?
We had to hear it twice.
About people who are on a mission from God.
Who's echoing?
Yeah. So
I'm getting a lot of echo.
Not me.
Hold on, mute me.
It wasn't me. For once, I didn't fuck up. So
It was Hissy. It's all Hissy's fault.
Yeah. So are you? Do you have it open in YouTube, Hissy? Oh, okay.
Talk while she's muted.
Yeah. So, anyways, we are talking about the Blues Brothers this week, also known as the best jukebox musical ever produced.
It's got some good tracks. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's my fault. Sorry, new phone.
Yeah.
New phone. He's confused. Yeah, that hashtag I put in the chat was timely.
Yeah.
But yeah, greatest jukebox musical in history.
Yes. And Jay says the best movie ever.
I don't know about that, Jay.
Why is Jay in here talking about it? I don't understand.
It's a good movie. It's not
tired.
Brilliant, though. I mean,
you'd
have to convince me of that, Jay.
Yeah, I'll say.
Why are you on this stream, Jen?
Yeah, because she's the co-host. Damn it, Jen. But though I will say this, I will somewhat agree, but that's because I don't really have a favorite movie. I have a lot of movies that are, that are kind of tied for my favorites, and the Blues Brothers is among them.
It does depend on what your taste in movies is and what you want out of a movie at any given point. But if you want a comedy, a musical, if you want a great storyline, if you want family dynamics, if you want just Aretha Franklin belting it out, Blues Brothers has got it all.
Yeah. As a musical movie, it's actually really good. I'll grant you that.
Yeah.
But as a movie with a decent plot, no.
There is no plot. That's the fun of it. That's why you can watch it drunk.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to find a musical movie that's that much fun, though, and I don't know. You can watch over and over again.
The entire plot is literally Deus Ex Machina.
Pretty much, yeah.
Sorry.
What
about Rocky Horror Picture Show then?
Yeah, but Rocky Horror.
I'm saying there's some, yes.
Okay, but if you gave me the choice between watching Rocky Horror or watching the Blues Brothers, depending on how much drink I had in me, I'd want to watch the Blues Brothers because there's more dance numbers.
Yeah, but the dance numbers in Rocky Horror.
Yeah, there are.
Tim Curry
you got the Time Warp.
I mean, I will just as soon jump up to dance to Time Warp as I will to Everybody Needs Somebody to Love. But what I'm saying is, given the choice of the two films, there's so many great dance numbers in the Blues Brothers.
There's no action in these keys. And then he proves them wrong.
Tears the friggin' leather off the keyboard.
But and very much it is a movie somewhat about redemption.
Tiny bit.
Yeah.
Can you hear the sarcasm dripping from my voice?
Yeah.
The whole movie is about redemption.
Yeah.
From all angles.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you look at the plot of that movie, we're rooting for the bad guys. We're rooting for the criminals, the people who recklessly endanger people, who drive like maniacs, who are thieves, who do this, that, and the other, but we're rooting for them.
Do you think that we can call them anti-heroes, technically?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely they are anti-heroes. They are not...
They're not evil, they're just
stupid,
you know?
They're not stupid, I think they just don't care. Hang on, let me turn my mic down a bit.
Yeah.
It might just be that I'm particularly loud as well, to be fair.
Yeah. And
what would be unusual about that?
Oh yeah, because
right, that should be better now. Is that better?
That's awesome.
Cool.
And driving around in a surplus cop car. Well, I don't know, because you have the Blues Brothers who, while they are chaotic, they are trying to make the money for the orphanage somewhat cleanly. And then
they are incredibly chaotic good. They are.
And then on the and then among the the cops are one of the antagonists and the country band, and then you also have the literal Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I have a theory. That I'm going to release onto Media Musings for you.
Yeah.
How you can tell if characters...
Wait. Jay says it's not a redemption story. It's about them trying to save the orphanage they grew up in. Thank you, Ring.
Yes, but it's a redemption story for them because one of them's just got out of prison and one of them's at the lowest point in his life.
Yeah, and they're doing it cleanly instead of knocking over a bank or something.
Yeah, because the orphanage, as Jake put it, is really up shit creek, and there goes your monetization, Ring.
Yeah.
Well, that was always going to happen.
Yeah, with this movie.
I
says no, it's not.
Yeah, I'll say I will agree it is not completely about redemption, but there are themes of redemption in there.
Mm.
Especially with the scene in with James Brown in the church.
I don't want to go what is it Jake says? I don't want to go to no candy-ass church and listen to some jive-ass preacher preaching at me about heaven and hell.
Yeah.
And then he has a freaking revelation in the next scene.
Yeah. I have seen the light.
The band, I want the band.
Yeah. But anyways, your theory.
My theory. If a character is chaotic good or is an anti-hero, the funniest thing you can ever imagine is them on a road trip with Deadpool.
What?
Oh, no, that's a movie I want to see. I want to see a Spider-Man, Deadpool, buddy, and Venom buddy road trip movie. Come on, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Any anti-hero in literature, history, film, movies, whatever, if you put them in a car with Deadpool, with nothing but a radio and the scenery, it will be hilarious. Now, granted, for many different reasons, depending on who it is, but it will be hilarious.
Yeah.
I just imagine Venom just suddenly biting off Deadpool's arm, and Deadpool's like, "What the fuck, dude?" And he goes, "It's okay, I was hungry, and you'll grow it back."
But,
we need to stop off at a gas station.
Yeah, back
to the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, back to the Blues Brothers.
So, of course, the movie starts with, as Hissy pointed out, Jay getting out of prison, on parole. Edward, picks him up in the new Bluesmobile, which is essentially a surplus cop car. It's got cop tires, cop suspension, cop engine,
cop shocks.
It was made before catalytic converters, so it runs good on regular gas. Fix the cigarette lighter. But
you can see at that point though, Jake, they've just gone over that. Jake goes for a cig, and it's literally just he's gone, yeah, my brother hasn't changed. That's what's going on in that scene. Okay, so I have a question for you. And this is something that's always bugged me about those movies. These two guys call each other brothers.
Yeah.
But they were raised in an orphanage. Now, are they actually blood brothers? Or is this a film about two guys who've been through hell and back together and are closer than brothers?
They grew up like brothers in the orphanage, so they...
Yeah.
I could see it either
Come
way.
on, if Jay says that we're right, we'll have to change our opinion, of course, but...
Yeah. I mean, I honestly...
I am on Jay's side here. I would like to just say that. I take Jay's side and everything, so...
honestly, I can see it both ways, partially because John Belushi and
Dan Aykroyd was so
Dan Aykroyd looked rather similar.
Well, aside from about 200 pounds of weight, but but if you look at because if you look at as Dan Aykroyd got older and put the weight on when he was in like Uncle Buck and things, he looks more like John Belushi. But if has anyone, I'm going to commit the ultimate sin, blasphemy, I know, don't whack me, penguin. Has anyone seen the sequel?
I have.
Don't you blaspheme in here. Don't you blaspheme in here.
I haven't. I've forgotten most of it. That was how much I didn't enjoy it. So.
Yeah, but just the scene where Elwood finds out Jake's dead right at the start. Or Elwood starts ranting about how Jake's dead right at the start. That scene is the entire hook for the second film. And the thing is, Elwood spends most of the second film trying to replace Jake and realizes he can't. That's the entire story of the second film. But that scene where he breaks down over Jake is, it's heartbreaking.
So
damn it, I agreed with Jay. Damn it.
This is what I think. I don't think they're actually supposed to be blood brothers. I think the whole point of the story is telling how you make your own family. Because
especially
the band are their family.
Which is something we can all attest to.
Yeah. So not only does it have themes of redemption in there, it also has themes of community.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I think what really highlights that for me is, and this is I'm gonna say it because I'm probably the only person on this stream who can get away with it. Curtis is a black guy, and Curtis is basically the father figure to them.
Oh yeah.
That to me highlights that this is not about blood family. This is about something more than just, who you happen to be born to. And the fact that they were in the orphanage as well, again, it's that message is repeatedly pushed in. It doesn't matter where you were born or who you were born to. It's the family you choose and the family you find.
Yeah.
And I mean, even though they dislike the Penguin, they still, respect her.
They respect her, and at the end of the day, if they didn't love the Penguin in their own way, would they have gone through all of that for her to try and save the orphanage?
Though I wonder, how much of it was, for Curtis and the kids, and how much of it was for the Penguin.
It's definitely for the kids, and it's definitely for Curtis, because Curtis says, you know, he's going to be out on the streets, and that's when Jake's like, they wouldn't throw you out, would they? Or is it Elwood who says that? Yeah. But, you know, it is also, I think, they could have got that money very quickly.
Yeah.
Like Jake says, he went to prison for holding up a gas station. If he really needed the money that quickly, he could have got it overnight. He could have walked out of the orphanage, walked into the nearest bank and held the place up.
Yeah.
You know, but they didn't. They tried to do it cleanly, and that was purely out of respect for the Penguin.
Yeah.
There's no other reason for them to do it that way.
Yeah, and
night, Jay.
Yeah.
Night, Jay.
Sleep well, Jay.
All right, now he's gone. He's wrong. Knowing full well he's probably still there.
Yeah.
Which bit is he wrong about?
No, Jay is very rarely wrong, and especially not about this. So
yeah, no, I'm only teasing. I'm only teasing. I totally agree with him.
But
I'm just throwing out talking points.
Definitely, definitely they're not family, but they're closer than family.
Yeah,
they don't have to be family, and that's
that was the point of it.
It makes more sense thematically if they're not blood related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it does as well, like in the second one when Jake's ranting and raving about, you know, how none of the guys in the band wrote to him while he was in prison. And even Jake stopped writing. And that's when he finds out Jake died.
Oh.
So all he knew, Jake's letters stopped when he was in prison. So he must have got a longer sentence than Jake or something.
Yeah.
It's not really, you know, but it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
No one told this guy that his brother was dead. And the only reason I can think for that happening is they didn't think this guy was his brother because they just happened to be two orphans from the same place.
Yeah.
And you know what frigging government bureaucracy's like.
Yeah. And you know, the way they have to, you know, go around and get the band, you know, back together, it's like, you know, you kind of forget who your family are if, you kind of drift apart. You know, if you don't take the, you know, it's, you know, Jake, you know, you could say that Jake was the linchpin of the Blues Brothers band because when he went to prison, everyone drifted apart.
When he died, everyone drifted apart, and Elwood had to go find them.
Yeah.
Is it Mother's Day for you? Is it
I'm not looking.
What?
Is it Mother's Day? Is it for you guys?
No, Mother's Day is until May.
Yeah, the same here. So
yeah.
I think it's Mother's Day in the UK. Yeah, no, it's Mother's Day today. That's why I'm not looking.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mums in the UK.
Yeah, all UK mums, chosen mums, as good as mums. Happy Mother's Day.
One thing Angel does really well is Mother's Day. He's very nice on Mother's Day. Anyway, can we Rain? Can we talk about that idea for a second? The whole idea of like choosing your family as opposed to, you know, sticking with the people that have your genetics.
Yeah.
Jen.
Sorry, you want me?
You don't listen to a goddamn thing I say. You know that,
right? hey, look, I listened last night.
You did. I will give you. No, you looked like you were listening because you were falling asleep. So
I actually listened as much as I possibly could. I was struggling to stay awake. I'll admit that. But I think the show went really well, and you did a brilliant job. And
shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. So about how, you know, or as I think it is actually Harry Dresden that says it in the, you know, is the character that says it, or it could have been someone else, but it's like blood doesn't have anything to do with it. You know, the people who stick by you, that's your family.
Yeah.
It's a common thing said in lots of stuff, but it's also very true. I mean, I'm close to a lot of my blood family, but I've also got a lot closer relationships to a lot of people who aren't blood family as well. Some of you guys included that in that, because that's how it is. When you make close friendships with people, they become your family. You know.
It's actually really timely. And I'm not going to say her name because I'm just chatting to her on Facebook. Someone I haven't spoken to, or even messaged on Facebook since New Year's Eve, and we don't talk that often, but she's as good as family. She was there for me when my mum passed in a big way, and Ring will know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She's just messaged me today, and just as you've said, oh, is it Mother's Day? I've realised what day it is. She's the only person I've wished Happy Mother's Day to. She's not my mother. She was my mum's friend.
Yeah.
She's got kids of her own, but she's, she looked after me. She stood for me at my wedding. She co-signed our wedding certificate for me. Because, my dad was filming, so she basically stood as my matron of honor. Yeah. And it really is. It's about the family you choose, and the people who are there for you when times are hard. Yeah. My family weren't there for me when times are hard. My dad's there for me, but that's about it. But the rest of my family, I don't go to them if I've got problems. I go to them if I want drinking buddies.
Yeah.
I love them, but from a distance and in small doses. But they're not
some of mine.
They're not the kind of people who you go to when you want to sit and have a heart to heart, because they'll just say, you want a drink, shut up and have a drink. That's their answer. So fair enough if that what works for them, but it's not.
And and in another way of how the Blues Brothers band is a family, like they know what will get everyone to jump in to bring the band back together.
And it is that Elwood is the bratty youngest sibling in that group. Because it's Elwood who's the brat, and Elwood who comes up with the pranks and what have you to get them out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a very big way.
And, the look on Matt Guitar Murphy's face when Aretha Franklin's characters, tells them their orders.
Chicken wings or chicken leg? 4 fried chickens and a Coke.
Yeah.
And you? Dry white toast, man.
Yeah.
4 fried chickens and a Coke. Shit, the Blues Brothers!
Yeah.
And it's just like...
Yeah.
You never see Jake eating fried chicken before that, but the sheer volume of meat that he orders is enough that they remember the burgers from earlier.
Yeah.
And it's just like... It's the same one because Bob appears again in the second one, and he thinks he recognises the band, and they all put their head down at the table because he's running a restaurant.
Yeah.
And it's like, that poor guy, he's just trying to run a business, and then they show up.
Yeah.
And fire.
It feels like me and Jen watching a married couple's chat.
That's exactly what it is.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's okay.
No, it's just me fangirling. It's just Ring's just watching me fangirl, and you're watching the two of us.
Yeah.
But it's my movie. One of you needs to jump in because I can talk about this movie ad nauseum without stopping. You need to jump in eventually so I've got a chance to breathe and don't pass out.
Yeah.
Well, it'll probably have to be Amanda because
I have themes, but I haven't seen it in a while. So
I'm in exactly the same position. I haven't watched the movie for about 10, 12 years. So
and another thing is the Blues Brothers is a lot more musical than most musicals.
Yeah. Had you seen it before we met, Ring?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not one of those that your wackadoo parents stopped you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although that surprised me. I was like, hold on, they wouldn't let you watch Mary Poppins, but you got away with the Blues Brothers.
To be fair, we to be fair, I saw it in my teens.
Even still.
And I think it was because my dad was a fan.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it hasn't got magic in it per se.
Yeah.
Dude levitates.
Yeah.
But it's a miracle.
Yeah.
Did you see that chat the other day when the guy said that miracles were magic?
But I mean, like, if you look at all the car chase, all the car chase scenes, they are choreographed to the music.
Yeah.
They are musical numbers.
They are, and there was the Blues Brothers held the record for the most cars destroyed in the making of a single film ever, and held it until the sequel.
I didn't know that.
Until eventually Fast and the Furious came out, and they were just like,
yeah.
And
then the sequel held it until I think Fast and Furious 3 or 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
It took 3 movies. Shit.
Yeah.
And the mall scene in the Blues Brothers where
the mall with
that
everything.
was a spit take.
Yeah.
Do you have a Miss Piggy?
Yeah. That in that scene, the stunt people are not in the cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the extras are stuntmen, and it's actually the actors driving.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd is a fantastic driver.
Yeah,
he's a great stunt driver. And have you noticed in all of his films, not just the Blues Brothers, he always drives a car that you look at and you think, "Whoa, that's a driver's car."
Yeah.
This may turn into Top Gear for a few moments. I'm not apologizing.
Yeah.
He always picks a car with he likes his American cars, which we won't hold that against him too much.
I mean, Ghostbusters, come on.
Yeah, but if you look at the actual, I'm talking about a driver's car, a car with the spec under it, not necessarily
the looks.
The looks.
Yeah, and of course, Dan Aykroyd wrote the script for the Blues Brothers, and he very much based Elwood Blues off himself.
Yeah.
Didn't he also write the script for Ghostbusters too?
Yeah, but I think Ghostbusters as well. I don't know. I always took Ghostbusters as a parody.
Yeah, that
was. So the Blues Brothers. Yeah, it's a musical. It's a comedy, but it's not got that. It doesn't cross that line between comedy and parody, whereas Ghostbusters definitely does. I mean, it runs across 10 miles an hour.
In terms of it being a musical, though, it kind of does in a way because it's not like a musical. Doesn't have the kind of cheese factor that most musicals do.
It's very meta. The plot allows for the music.
Yeah, and
it's not just shoehorned in.
And it's a lot more organic than most musicals.
Yeah, like the music fits the plot. It doesn't.
And also, in a kind of meta sense, it not only is it a movie about family, not only does it have themes of family and redemption, but it is also very much a movie about rhythm and blues music.
And it's a history lesson.
Yeah.
Which is why I picked good music for the intro.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a history lesson too. The number of name drops for even just if you come at it, the people who were in it as guest, sort of cameos. You've got Aretha Franklin in there, the fella outside the cafe who is singing. Oh, what's his name? He's a musician as well, and they're all
and you've got
expanded
Cab Calloway. You've got Cab Calloway as Curtis.
Yeah.
You've got Ray Charles.
Mm. And it is very much it's a history of music lesson, and you don't realize you're learning.
And in fact, the Blues Brothers actually spiked the careers of every artist that was in there because people were like, hey, this music's really good. and they started and they started buying their albums again.
Kind of like what Wayne's World did for Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Ray's Music Exchange is a real place. Ray's Music Exchange is a music shop that Ray Charles was running. It's Ray's place. It was there. And so, you know, they took so much of real life into it. And if you're going to make a film about the history of music and be respectful about it, but still be comedic, that's how you do it. That is the benchmark.
Yeah. Oh, and, you know, the scene in the bar, you know, is very much, you know, touching on about, like, kind of don't be a music snob, essentially. Because, you know, you have the bartender saying, oh, we have both kinds, country and Western.
Yeah. But you also have, again, I keep referencing the second one. When I was younger, I was a bit thick and I preferred the second one till I was about 13 and I realised and I grew a brain. But the second one, again, the guy who ends up essentially taking Jake's role in the band starts out as the bartender of a strip club. And it's Elwood who says, put him on stage. And when Elwood realizes he can sing, he invites him along.
Yeah.
And it's very much a case of talent is everywhere.
But in the bar scene, you know, they go up and they start doing their regular set, and everyone immediately starts booing it because it doesn't sound country. And then they go to the theme from Rawhide, and everybody's loving it because because it fits their preconceived notions of what good music is.
Yeah. And then they do Stand By Your Man at the end, which is absolutely beautiful.
Well, it's it's heavily implied that they just swaps between Rawhide and Stand By Your Man
because they can't do any other country songs.
Yeah, and the people in the bar ate it up.
It's the same thing again, though, when they do the concert in the they get booked as a bluegrass band.
Really?
Yeah, in the second one, they got booked as the Bluegrass Brothers. And again, they try and do the first set, and they nearly cause a riot at this monster truck rally. And then they do Riders in the Sky. And it's the adaptability of the Blues Brothers that's brilliant, because they can play to any crowd anywhere. Just by they understand the technical aspects of music. Elwood doesn't turn to them and say, let's do Riders in the Sky. He turns to his guitarist and says, give me this riff in this key. He turns and he does that, and then they start singing it. So he knows the technical aspects of the music.
Yeah.
So he comes across as a bit of a div, but he knows his stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, if he can play harmonica as well, he's not an idiot. Because harmonica's a difficult instrument.
And I'm going to jump from the Blues Brothers a bit.
Before you do, can I make one observation?
What?
Those two guys, I swear to God, I put this jacket and shirt on to kind of be thematic. Yeah. Those two guys were better than me, because I can't take the fucking heat of this jacket. I can't do it.
But so anyways, it seems to me that good musicians appreciate pretty much all kinds of music. Because I'm going to reference the Johnny Cash show, where the producers of the Johnny Cash show wanted it to just be kind of country and Western and maybe a little bit of gospel, but Johnny Cash was like, no, this is my show. I like all kinds of music. I'm going to have all kinds of artists on my show.
And I think that's a good point, because I think if the Blues Brothers had been made maybe a few years later, you'd have probably had Johnny Cash in there somewhere.
Yeah.
They would have reached out to him. Whether he'd have accepted and done it or not is another thing entirely. But you can imagine Johnny Cash as part of that plot somewhere, as a character in that plot.
Yeah.
because he's that era that they were aiming for with sort of Aretha Franklin and all the rest of them.
Yeah, and aside from the policemen, all the groups that the two other main groups that end up going up against the Blues Brothers are bigots. Because you have the country band and the bar as the music snob. Country music is the only kind of music kind of bigot, and then you have
Nazis.
You have the literal Nazis.
I mean, it's heavily implied that Mr. Fantastic is working for the mafia. And it is implied in the second film as well, because he's doing a mafia funeral that they end up shooting up to get him out of there. And the mafia never come after Elwood. Ever. Now, it might be because he's a Catholic and they respect that because it's the Italian mafia. Yeah. Or it might be the fact that actually they're not representative as bigots. Now, whether that's true or not, let's not get into that. The point is he can piss people off.
I think they respect him, but it's not about his Catholicism. It's about just his attitude and the way he is. You're gonna talk mafia. That shit I know, and I can tell you, they will, respect people that act a certain way or have a certain countenance, as opposed to it wouldn't be a Catholic thing. Yes, the mafia are Catholic, but they're mafia before they're Catholic. That's why they burn the saint when they're made, just to renounce religion and say, this is my religion now. Technically, yes, they're Catholics, but that wouldn't make them respect somebody. It's about the attitude and the decisions they make, the life that they live. Just sometimes they can just see a person and be like, you could be one of us.
You could imagine Elwood as part of a mafia. You could. The band is pretty much, it's kind of mafia-esque, You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave because Elwood will come and knock on your door at some point. Yeah. That's how that goes down. But
I mean, I don't see them as big organized crime. They're
not.
They're petty thieves who got caught, but they've got this band, and they're good guys, but they're on the rough side of the street.
I mean,
I think.
Well, I think pretty much all the infractions in the actual first Blues Brothers movie, aside from stiffing the bar on the beer because they thought it was complimentary, they're all driving infractions and property damage.
The Blues Brothers, you can probably argue a case for a communist worldview from that movie. I would love to read that essay. I'm not going to write it. But, just to go back, Amanda, like you were saying, it's the same thing. Elwood, it's not the law that he follows, but he does have his own code.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He protects women. He protects children. He's got his own code. It's not the law. It's definitely not the law. But he does have
exactly
certain lines to look across.
What is, they're able to see and respect is that there is a code. He does have a way about him. But it's
He doesn't fuck with innocent people mostly, unless it can't be helped.
Yeah.
And I think the only person he ever really screws over is Bob. But Bob is this sort of you kind of see Bob as tangentially on the side of the country and western group.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't justify it, but it might explain why Elwood's a little bit less concerned about protecting him as he is, say, they could have easily trashed that cafe when they went to pick up Matt Murphy.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Yeah.
And it is that there is that respect there, and there is that loyalty between the band that is very sort of mafia-esque, I would say. It's that, this is your family. This is who we are. And I have to say, my understanding of the mafia comes from 3 places. Comes from old movies, a single module at undergraduate studying it, and a vague understanding and memory of what being Catholic was, which kind of I always associated. So definitely Amanda is the person who knows. But if I'm saying anything wrong, do jump in and correct me, Amanda, because definitely you probably know better than I do. You sound like you do anyway.
Yeah. I know an obnoxious amount, so.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was taught about the mafia by white English people at university and from movies. So my concept of what it is always going to be very skewed and very, poor.
And
I like reading the books from the ex-mafia members. They tend to tell the truth a lot.
Yeah.
And it's some pretty fucked up shit, so.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I remember reading, again, it's fictionalized, but I remember reading Omerta and The Godfather. And the films are fantastic, but not a touch on the books.
Yeah.
Not a touch, because the books go into
books.
detail.
Though I suppose, the...
Never read the books, only like the first movie. So
did you know that the guy who wrote the books for Godfather wrote a book about the Borgias?
Yeah, Mario Puzo, yeah.
Oh,
he was fascinated by that style of, crime families and things.
The Borgias were just insane. Anyway, sorry.
But it is though. It's all what we're saying is all these different historical and fictional things. The Blues Brothers, the Godfather, the Borgias. They all have that one thing. They do not follow the law. They do not follow what normal people think is moral or ethical or reasonable. But they do have their own code, and that code is family. And that code is we stick together no matter what, and we help each other out.
Yeah,
the Borgias are literally just
the family.
That's it.
Yeah,
we will kill everybody else. This is our family.
Yeah,
and also we need to draw the sun as Jesus.
Yeah, that's you.
It is deep, but this is what the Blues Brothers does. You can watch the Blues Brothers on so many different levels. You can watch it as, it's a comedy, it's a fun jape, let's get pissed and dance along. Or you can sit and really look at it, and it's a philosophical masterpiece.
Yeah, but you don't think you can get pissed at watching God damn it.
Rocky Horror?
Yes, thank you.
You can, but the thing about Rocky Horror is how many great let's get up and dance numbers are there in Rocky Horror, realistically? You've got the time warp, and maybe you can't dance to Damn It, Janet. You can't dance really to the Meatloaf number. And I'm doing that because he went round the room on the motorbike. That's what my brain's showing me right now.
Touch.
You can probably dance to that.
The one where Rocky sings. What was that one?
The one where he sings Sweet Transvestite.
No, Rocky.
Oh, Rocky.
Yeah,
no, you can't really dance to the Rocky number.
I can dance to anything. I was a dancer, so.
Yeah, no, but I can as well. Well, get me pissed enough, I will dance to the frigging Claire de Lune. I don't care. But,
what about Grease? If you want a musical that you can just dance to the whole thing.
Yeah, but...
Hamilton
yeah.
is literally all music. There's no dialogue in it. It's all music from start to finish.
So's Les Mis, but I'm not going to get up and dance to it.
Well, no, there is dialogue in Les Mis.
Very little.
Yeah, there is. Sorry, I had to mention Hamilton.
No, absolutely. I've never seen Hamilton, so I don't know.
Neither have I.
I keep hearing about it.
You don't even have to see it. You just have to listen to the album itself, because the entire musical is the music. So the album is the musical.
There are lots of musicals that are great from the start to finish, and not necessarily all get up and dance to, but have great music all the way through. You want a movie that
necessarily need to. I don't think you need to, be able to dance to something for it to be a good musical. I mean,
no, I'm not saying that.
Guys and Dolls. Although there's a lot of actual dance numbers in it, but I mean, it's most of it is just, again, mafioso type guys just singing about shooting craps and shit. Can't dance to that, but it's awesome. So, you know.
West Side Story.
I'm having an existential crisis. Do you know what I've just realised?
What?
I don't actually like musicals.
Really?
There's very few musicals I actually like.
I love musicals, but yeah,
I do too. I was kind of a theater nerd a little bit, so.
But
I've been in a couple of musicals, so.
I played a stripper in Guys and Dolls, so.
Wow!
I mean, Bugsy Malone, the Blues Brothers, Les Mis are the only three musicals Rocky Horror are the only three musicals I can name off the top of my head.
I've sung chorus for Pirates of Penzance, and I played in the pit orchestra for Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh. I know of Jesus Christ Superstar. I've never seen it or had any interest. And The King and I, if you would class it as a musical, but I didn't particularly enjoy it.
Oh,
you can't just name off like a bunch of Andrew Lloyd Webber shit off the top of your head.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably can. You know, Sound of Music. Sound of Music
of the
again
Opera.
Is a great.
Music isn't Andrew Lloyd Webber.
No, you're doing the same thing as his. You're not fucking listening to me.
Yeah.
No, go for it. Go for it, Amanda.
No, I just said Phantom, and he's like, Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I heard Andrew Lloyd Webber, and I was like, oh, like Phantom.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I bounced off when you said Andrew Lloyd Webber. I said Sound of Music.
Yeah.
But I only know that's an Andrew Lloyd.
Sound of Music.
Well, he did He did a thing in the UK. It must be 15 years back now, called "How Do You Solve a Problem Like Maria." He was staging it and trying to find someone to play Maria.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, he might have.
Did the stage
Sound
version.
of Music isn't anything to do with Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Yeah, that was way before him.
Yeah.
Thanks for Cats, Andrew Lloyd Webber. You can suck it now.
I don't like the guy.
Out with that. I love Cats. It's a great musical, but that movie.
The music is okay. I like a lot of the music from Cats. I can listen to like most of the album, but the play itself, and especially the movie, holy shit. It's awful.
There are better musicals out there than Andrew Lloyd Webber's. I mean, he's been prolific and he's written some good stuff. But I saw Wicked live on stage, and that was absolutely outstanding to go and watch.
I want to see Book of Mormon. Obviously.
I want to see Book of Mormon. Oh yeah.
I've never seen it.
Oh my god.
No, I've seen Joseph and his Technicolor Dreamcoat. I saw that as a kid.
Well, it's a good.
I saw it on stage. It's good on stage, but
Andrew Lloyd Webber is like the pop music of musicals. Like
that makes sense.
We all know his shit, but like it's not that good. You know,
he's not going to make any top 10 list of anyone who's massively into it.
Did you see Avenue Q, Amanda?
No, I didn't.
Amanda, you really should. If it ever goes around again, go and see Avenue Q. It is fucking hilarious.
So now that I think about it, the only number in the Blues Brothers itself that you can't, get up and dance to would probably be Minnie the Moocher.
You can dance to Minnie the Moocher. I've done it.
Hurt us back to the topic.
Yeah.
And I can actually beat Blues Brothers for a musical that people will get up and dance to and listen to like crazy and really enjoy. War of the Worlds.
Can't say I've ever seen it.
Oh yeah, Jeff Wayne's musical version of the
War of the Worlds. As a stage show, it is absolutely stunning. The video of the stage show is something you can drink to and dance to. I mean, the music is amazing.
Yeah,
you can drink to anything, really, though.
I listen to the album whenever.
I can drink to anything. I drink on Friday night 6-pack. I can drink to anything.
Yeah.
Don't I know that?
Anyway. I was plastered on Friday.
But
believe me, Jen, we noticed.
And that's part of the reason why I say it's the best jukebox musical.
It is just a lot of hit songs. It's not I mean, lots of other things have grabbed songs that other people have written and put them together into something and make it well.
Mamma Mia.
Blues Brothers probably, Mamma Mia is another example of that. Blues Brothers probably does it better than all of those, but
Mamma Mia.
My love of musicals is when you go and see it and you go and see songs that are actually written to fit in with how it all goes, and the music, the songs and music actually drive the story. Which Blues Brothers doesn't really do that. They're closely tied to the story, but they don't drive it.
Well, that's really hard to do when you're not writing all the music for.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, and it's good that I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, I mean, we're not talking about Lin-Manuel Miranda or Andrew Lloyd Webber. We're talking about Dan Aykroyd.
And I think
what he did with the music that he had, though, to be able to he fit it really well into the movie. So
yeah, and he at least from what I can see, he very much was a music buff, if not something of a competent musician in his own right. Just not a composer.
Yeah.
He's not, but the thing is with Dan Aykroyd, he was playing, like I said, he was playing the harmonica. Now, I tried to teach myself the harmonica, the blues harmonica. It's not an easy instrument.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd call Blues Brothers a musical, but it is heavily reliant on its music.
Yeah.
I'd say it's a jukebox musical.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like that term.
Yeah. Just to carry on my existential crisis a bit, just to, to make the point of what I mean, my three favourite musicals are probably The Blues Brothers, Rocky Horror, and Mamma Mia. So, and then Les Mis if I need to feel miserable and cry.
Yeah.
But
I usually kind of want to do that now.
or if you need to remind yourself why to vote Labour.
I don't need reminding why to vote Labour.
Can I say something really quick about Les Mis? I swear it's really quick. You know how all it's all about the little girl, but it really should be all about the little boy that sacrificed himself. Like he should be the kid on the cover. Just saying.
It is. The entire story is about him.
About the little girl. What did she do except need somebody? This little boy sacrificed himself.
That's the entire point. The entire story, it's not about her. The entire story is about Jean and the little boy.
Yeah, but all the I'm just saying, all the covers, all the posters and shit. They're all pictures of what the fuck is her name?
She's a photogenic little white girl. She's always going to be on the cover.
Sorry, that just
yeah, I know it pisses me off too. It irritates me too.
We can let's hold off on that because I'm actually planning on doing Les Mis for around Bastille Day.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. I just said that pisses me off. That's all I'm saying.
Ring, do you mind? It's your stream. Cool.
Ring, why don't you get me a call?
I feel like that's from a musical I don't know.
Do you sing that to Ring sometimes, Hissy?
I don't even know what that song is.
Yeah, I thought you were making it up off the top of your head.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's ABBA.
ABBA sucks. Mamma Mia sucks. Moving on.
No, for me, there is one track from ABBA that I will defend with my life, and that's "Does Your Mother Know?" Because that is just a hilariously ironic comedy song.
But
don't diss the ABBA.
ABBA is amazing. ABBA is awesome.
That's not my thing.
Hey, listen, ABBA in the UK, I don't know about in America, but ABBA in the UK, between ABBA and Cher, those were the two bands, if a guy listened to them in the 80s, he was gay. Gay men are never wrong when it comes to the arts.
It was the 80s, and everybody was doing cocaine. So you cannot trust your judgment at the time.
Hey, Jay, if you rewatch this later, I think
he's going to.
I think we have another debate for at the table.
Ooh, ABBA.
Oh, we already talked about debating ABBA because Jay had some opinions about
Wait.
it.
Did I go against Jay? Is Jay an ABBA fan?
No, I'm the ABBA fan.
Oh, so
piss Jay off.
so maybe we could have it on my channel. Jen and Hissy versus Jay and Manda.
I don't know if Jay's actually against ABBA, but he just didn't appreciate me going on about it the other night.
Ring, you can't do that. Sorry, you can't do that because Jay and Amanda won't get a word in.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And I love you, but you will not be able to keep me and Jen like on a leash at the same time.
That's how tired I am.
Well, I mean, you can't really, because like you have the side that likes them, so they'll talk about how much they like them, and then our side is like, they suck. That's
exactly.
So,
and music taste is subjective. So
I mean, somehow Jay,
shut the fuck up, Jen, and let Ring talk.
Yeah,
I did shut up. You're the one who talked over him.
Anyways. I mean, Jay managed to stretch out the pineapple on pizza debate for an hour.
Yeah, but that's because his people came with like, these people came with pre-prepared speeches and stuff.
Yeah.
I like the Dave's quoting various lines from different ABBA songs.
God damn it, Dave.
Waterloo.
Gimme.
Gimme.
Also, Amiga, you made me.
Why does it have to be after midnight?
Yeah.
I mean,
because that's when all the fun happens. All the boring people have turned into pumpkins.
What are you talking about?
The song's Gimme a Man after midnight. And I'm like, why does it have to be after midnight? What the fuck?
Also, because everyone knows any man who's out looking to hook up doesn't walk up to a bird before midnight because closing time is 3:00. And if he goes any earlier, he's got to buy a drinks all night.
And technically, given that we live on a rotating world, that time is always looping around, every time is after midnight and also before it.
Well,
That's why. Okay, wait. Here's the thing. So, shit. What were those? The Gremlins. You know how they're.
yeah, it's the same stupid thing.
Well, I mean, after midnight, we're gonna let it all hang out.
But every time is after midnight. When is not after midnight? So you are going to feed them, and they're always going to turn.
It's after midnight on the understanding that you went out and started drinking the evening before, so it's after midnight.
I'm talking about feeding the gremlins.
We've changed the topic.
Well, I mean, after midnight, I still think is any time between midnight and midday, and before midnight is between midday and midnight.
Yeah, but they don't actually explain that in the movie, and technically,
they don't.
But we can have this argument when we do Gremlins.
Yeah. I'll have to watch Gremlins first.
Okay.
You've never seen it?
No.
Okay,
what so the fuck, Ring?
Ring.
Sheltered Christian household.
Okay, so I'm a young
dude.
I'm a young millennial, so I discovered a lot of the great musicians through the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
My parents introduced me to those musicians through the Blues Brothers. And I mean, I have to say, a personal anecdote, Shake a Tail Feather, anytime we are drinking, my dad will wait until about 1:00 in the morning when we're both nicely, drunk, I'll say. We're usually pretty far gone by then, because we'll start at like 5:00 in the afternoon, and that's me. And you know how every girl has a song she dances to with her dad?
Yeah,
that song is mine and my dad's song.
Really?
Yeah, that song and United Breaks Guitars, but that came later.
Yeah,
but Shake a Tail Feather is mine and my dad's song.
Bend over, let me see you shake your tail feather.
Bend over, let me see you shake your tail feather. Come on and let me see you shake your tail feather.
Yeah. Oh. I just love how her image is like guns as well. So it's like, yeah, we'll shut up now, Amanda. You can come back.
Yeah.
Amanda, come back.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah. So, we've covered the themes of family. We've covered briefly covered the theme of redemption. We've covered the theme of, great music and not being a bigot.
And breaking cars.
Yeah, and breaking cars. And
also, just to go back to the whole, if you want to talk about redemption though, and there's something that's not commented on very often in the Blues Brothers, they go from Catholic, but Jake sees the light in a Christian church.
Yeah.
So Jake is pointedly not religious at the start of that film. He disrespects the penguin. He
every time you say penguin, I keep thinking, "Where's Batman?"
He disrespects the nun. They both look at each other really oddly when they see that, like the gross cross. When he's talking to Curtis, who he clearly adores and respects, he tells him off for suggesting religion in church. But then when he goes to a Christian church, he quote unquote finds God.
Yeah, a very Pentecostalish church.
It's a very evangelical message.
Yeah.
And it's an almost anti-Catholic message.
You've got the chat talking pineapple again. Pineapple again.
Amiga, why do you need a cigarette after this? Have one now.
Yeah.
And debate was had, the wrong conclusion was drawn. We're never talking about it again.
And then, and I will say, it does have the best use of an F word in any movie.
Which one was the F word?
They won their court case, so they're marching today.
Oh, yeah.
The fucking Nazi party.
Yeah, that is the, yeah.
Yeah, that's the best use of the F word.
The one allowed F word, yeah.
No, actually, no. It's rated R.
2.
It's rated R. Yeah.
Okay, so then they should have had it all over it then.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's rated R, I think, specifically for profanity.
Is it?
In the UK, it's a 15.
Yeah, I would have thought it was that here too.
Yeah, in the US, it's rated R.
Okay, so can I
rated R when it came out
for a split second just to show you the front cover as I know it in the UK?
Okay, hold on. Yeah, go ahead and share the screen, and I'll pop it up.
Okay. It's this. That's the cover I know. Or this one is the version my dad's got, and it's a 15.
Yeah. Okay, and
so yeah, and you can see it right there.
Yeah, it's MA here as well. So yeah.
Well, I mean, 15 here. We have 18, and we have we still have 18, and then we have X-rated and beyond as well.
Yeah. I think I think it's mostly for the profanity, but also if I remember right, Blues Brothers came out before PG-13 was a rating.
Well, it came out in It came out in 1980, didn't it?
Yeah, and I think
it was more for fantasy violence than anything else.
I think Last Crusade was the first PG-13 movie, or among the first, and that didn't.
Don't you have an MA rating in the US?
In the UK, no, we just have 18, and then that's it.
Yes, for TV.
know for movies?
Well, okay, yeah. So for movies, we have G, PG, PG-13, R, and then NC-17.
Okay, because we've got PG, GPG, PG-13, MA,
but you'll
which
never,
is mature
you know.
audiences, and
So I have the IMDb page up at the minute.
Yeah.
Most countries rated it either a 12. Australia rated it M when it first came out.
Yep.
Which
is mature audiences, which is 15 and
Yeah.
above.
Yeah, Finland rated it K12, which I'm not sure what that means in Finland, but Italy rated it T. And it's some airings in the US are rated TV 14, which means it's cut to ribbons. But it's always been a 15 in the UK before and after the change in the rating system as well. West Germany, it was rated a 12. So
it's just
and that's
you
back
guys.
when West Germany was a thing. So basically, Americans just can't be trusted not to monkey see, monkey do when it comes to car chases.
That's what it would have been. They would have been afraid that.
That's weird because usually it's about sex when it comes to, rating shit in our country. Like violence, they're like, yeah, cool. 9-year-olds can watch people's head explode. It's fine.
Yeah.
But if you put a little sex in there, hell no.
Okay.
But it's the same. It's the religious humor as well, though.
Well, for
and
example,
the blasphemy.
For example, as a comparison, Indiana Jones, The Raiders of the Lost Ark was released within a couple of years of the Blues Brothers. It's PG.
Wow.
Yeah.
God, I hate this. God damn it. I'm not going to say that, but I think you know what I was going to say, so.
Yeah.
This is rated R, this stream.
Yeah, this stream is rated R.
It's mostly my fault. I've said like 4 words and 3 of them were fuck, so I'm sorry about that.
I think Hissy did that first, though.
Yeah.
I say it consistently, so.
My
bad.
I'm not sure I've even sworn on this one.
Yeah, I had to get in before Jen.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually sworn on this one yet.
I never even asked Ring if it was okay. I'm such an asshole.
I assumed it was.
Yeah.
It's just the way I talk. Everybody knows
that. Generally speaking, at some point in this,
Dave
in one of these streams, either myself or Hissy says fuck. So
hold on. I know why it's rated so highly in the US. I've just realised.
Yeah.
One use prophylactic.
Yeah, one use prophylactic.
Right at the start, they used the condom.
No, I don't know because it's not like this isn't a Catholic nation. This is a Christian nation. Like it's not a. I'm not okay. It's not
Americans are prudes.
It's
Americans
the suggestion of sex.
Prudes.
But
it's just prudish. It's the Puritan history.
Yeah.
You fucking Puritans.
And Dave, are you sure you want to phrase it that way?
and also in Elwood's bedroom at the beginning of the film, he's got a picture of a topless woman on his wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can, and she's totally topless, and you can see it.
So there's the sex, then I guess technically,
yeah.
If it's nudity. So.
Yeah, and you know that scene when they're with the nun, because we don't want Jen's brain wandering off to Gotham.
Yeah, so we've got blasphemy, we've got sexual instances, we've got violence.
Yeah, well, I mean, they let off like what 10 or 15 F-bombs in the stream in a stream of as many seconds.
Yeah, cursing, yeah. And then you've also got the use of unnecessary force in the case of the apprehension of the Blues Brothers has been approved.
Yep.
Again, it's the violence. It's the yeah.
So perhaps there are themes against like what like if the law is taken too far, somewhat.
I mean, I'm just looking at the IMDb. It's rated mild for violence, but the profanity is rated moderate. Now, if the Blues Brothers is only moderately profane, what films are massively profane?
Departed, we can start with. Goodfellas, you know, pretty much any mafia movie other than Godfather.
Yeah, and the woman trying to kill them. To be fair, in America, I think, especially in the 80s, a woman who thinks for herself and knows how to use a weapon would be an immediate R rating.
Yeah.
No.
No,
stop.
That's the one thing we've not discussed. The way Jake and Elle would treat women. Notice how Ring's gone incredibly quiet in that expression.
No, I just saw something Mama Atheist put in the private chat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But and of course there's that scene in the restaurant where they're harassing the other customers, you know, sell me your women. that would bump it up a
your
maybe.
wife, your daughter.
Yeah.
Notice how he does it in the fake accent as well, though.
Yeah.
And it's just...
It's a product of its time, though.
It is very much a product of its time. But I think they don't cross lines. Have you noticed they never lay hands on the women?
Yeah.
They never do anything to specifically threaten a woman.
Yeah.
They're quite visibly frightened of Jake's ex, which I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I mean...
From the description of that wedding, she's mafia.
Yeah.
You know, so they do respect women. I think they fear women a little bit. But that's what happens when you raise Catholic boys in an orphanage.
Yeah.
They learn that Catholics, they are raised to fear the opposite sex because it's that abstinence, wait for marriage thing.
Yeah. And but I realized something. Having three antagonists for the Blues Brothers, not only does it make it a great, clusterfuck at the end where, everybody's trying to get to the Blues Brothers first, but it does set up a very a good triangular juxtaposition where you've got the country snobs, compared with the Nazis, and then you've got the overly regimented police, also
incompetent. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you've got the police, the overly militarized police force, also juxtaposed against the literal Nazis.
I don't think they're just juxtaposed, though. I think they're compared.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Compare, so you've got these, two, different. Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
you were showing Amiga the.
I was showing.
I do notice you. Yeah. I do notice you, and when you're not there.
Yeah, you've got the.
It'll be on the list.
Yeah, it's on the list.
You know what? No, if you do Pulp Fiction, I shit you not, have Angel do it. It's his favorite movie.
Yeah.
We will talk.
Let's get Twin Jesus chatting Pulp Fiction. I'm up for that.
Yes,
I want to see that.
Awesome.
I'll have to rewatch.
You guys should watch. You guys need to watch Amanda's intro for her video, her next video.
What, the one you made?
Yeah, because that is very Star Warsy, and I could have made it even more so,
Wait, what are you talking about? It being Star Warsy?
No, it's got the star field and your logo and
what's going on?
Well, that's because it's me. So
have you seen it? Hissy.
Yeah, you have.
Seen what? What?
It was a while.
Amanda's intro. Yeah, you have. Yeah.
I don't think.
But.
Oh.
So, I can't. Well, I mean, you could kind of compare the cops to the country snobs in the way that they're both grossly incompetent, but basically everyone is being compared to the literal Nazis without directly comparing them to literal Nazis.
All right, I can't show it because.
Did you ever notice that in comedy movies, unless the movie is specifically about the cops, like they're the heroes or whatever, the heroes or the cops are always fucking idiots.
Yeah.
In every comedy movie. Because cops kind of are, but just saying.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that it's kind of a running theme.
Well, I mean, even in like buddy cop movies, like drama, action buddy cop movies, the police as a whole is largely incompetent. That's why they've got to rely on the wild card.
Hot Buzz, yo. That movie. I'm a big Simon Pegg fan, so.
Said Paul. Love Paul.
Yeah, Paul is good, but the best has got to be Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
It's up there, but I think it does tie with Paul for me.
Okay. Sorry, Ring.
Yeah. The only Simon Pegg movie I've seen was Paul.
What the? God damn it, Ring! You're pissing me off.
You were in my home for the best part of the day.
Today, I am not Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, you are such a dead man, Ring.
You don't need Google. What you need is a shield when I get a hold of you.
Oh.
This is what I spend all my time doing whenever we're in the same country. All I do is spend my time showing him movies he's missed out on.
Yeah.
This is like 80% of our relationship.
Yeah,
and it's a fantastic foundation for a marriage, just FYI.
Yeah,
I do the same thing with TV shows. I do, because I watch a lot more TV shows than I do movies. So when I meet somebody in a relationship or friendship or whatever, I'm like, we're watching this right now. I have to make them watch like Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad and all that shit. I'm terrible with that. But anyway.
I showed Ring the Borgias, Versailles,
the Tudors.
Reign, the Tudors.
There's 2 Borgias, by the way. The second one, it's not as good as the Showtime one, but it's more accurate. And it was on Netflix. I don't know if it still is.
Yeah, we watched the one with Jeremy Vine.
Yeah, Jeremy Irons. Yes.
Jeremy Irons, that's the one. Jeremy Vine. Who's Jeremy Vine?
Love
Where
did
that name come from?
And the guy that plays Cesare, holy shit. I could watch that show.
Imagine poor me. I had to sit and watch that with my husband sat next to me.
I know there's a lot of like incest and stuff in Game of Thrones, and everybody says that started it, but I think it kind of started with the Borgias.
I'm sorry, but Cesare and his right-hand man, I'm sorry, I ship it. I ship it so hard.
Micheletto? Yes.
Cesare and Micheletto, I ship it so hard.
Because Micheletto's gay anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is canonically gay.
So
I love Micheletto.
So what we're saying is sometime Hissy is going to be talking the Borgias on Mama Atheist ripoff of Media Musings.
This is Amanda, put your phone down. We can see the screen. I don't know if there's anything private on it, but just
Dave is talking shit about me in chat. So
it's all right. I linked your intro video.
Yeah, we've already got plans to do the Tudors and the Borgias, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But I'm coming on your show to do the Tudors. Talk about the Tudors. So
once I sort that out.
Yeah.
And
that's right, because you guys are doing the history thing of it.
To me, it's just wife swap history. That's what the Tudors is.
The Tudor. Oh my God, those people! Like, they were really they did a lot for. Like Elizabeth was one of the best monarchs and everything.
Golden age.
But her father was a fucking nut job, and I'm a big Anne Boleyn fan, so like.
See, I much prefer. I mean, don't get me wrong. Anyone Natalie Dormier plays, I'm going to immediately like.
Yeah.
Sorry, husband, but it's true. But I really liked. Believe it or not, I liked Catherine.
Oh, Catherine was.
Not Catherine of Aragon, the other Catherine.
Oh, the last Catherine?
No, the middle Catherine.
The
middle. Has 2 wives of the same name, so okay.
Yeah, because it went Catherine and Jane.
Stop it.
Puppy dog.
Was it
Catherine and Catherine, was it?
I think so.
So I'm talking about the middle Catherine, the young one who slept with Culpepper in
the one who, like, the freaking 18-year-old.
Yeah, she was just fun. I loved her. She was fantastic.
Yeah. She was kind of gross, but sure.
She was kind of gross, but she was also hilarious.
Well, I mean, shit. I'm sorry, Ring. I'm gonna stop.
There's just not many characters in literature, history, or anywhere who can get away with sticking a gold ring with a giant stone up their vagina and giving it to a king.
Yeah, that's true.
There's just not many characters who can get away with that.
Yeah, welcome to Media
Anyway, back to the Blues Brothers,
where we're talking about the Blues Brothers and also the Tudors,
and where history tries to lose Ring his channel.
Yeah. I think we've blown past R, perhaps.
This is just who I am, though. Ring will tell you this is exactly who I am.
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
So when I eventually sort out my own channel, never going to be monetized, ever.
Yeah.
No, nothing with any of us on it is ever getting monetized.
Is there anything else, any other topics that we might have missed?
I think we've covered it all, actually.
Okay, here's one. As a comparative point, cars as home and the representation of cars in media. So it's strongly done. That car is their home. The way Jake responds to the loss of the caddy. The cop car becomes their home. It becomes as much a character in its own right as any other character in the
a bit
film.
like the Impala in.
That's exactly where I was going with this.
Bit like Baby.
Yeah, it's Baby. It's the car, and it's home. And you see this a lot in films about outsiders. They don't have a set home. What they have is a car, and that car represents both stability and the freedom.
Funny movies, isn't it? That you have the car and you go somewhere. You know, it was.
And I mean,
it's been done in a lot of movies.
Yeah, I mean, heck, Elwood's address is, Wrigley Field.
But I think what I'm getting at with this is, especially in films like the Blues Brothers, TV shows like Supernatural, where they're orphans to some extent and they don't have a home. The car defaults to being home. And I think that's a very American thing.
Yeah.
It is a very American thing. There's not many. I couldn't really see that in a British. To be fair, I couldn't see a road trip movie in Britain because it'd be over in like 10 seconds flat because it was so small. But even in a European sort of, I couldn't see that.
Yeah,
your car's just.
That's because
we don't bond with cars the way you do in America.
And I think part of that.
Sorry, shut up.
Yeah, I think part of the reason for that is because everything is so squished together in Europe and the UK. While in America it's in 114 miles, turn left.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same here, so
yeah.
I don't know if you do it in Australia, but
we could do road trips in Australia.
Yeah, well, like road trip movie. Well, yeah.
Yeah, but do you bond with your cars in Australia?
We do get car bonding road trip movies from Australia.
Yeah, Mad Max.
Yep, exactly.
How do you bond with a Maloo? It doesn't know what it is. How the hell do you bond with a Maloo? 1 minute, slightly like.
I mean, there's not any of that. There's lots of movies which have been about road trips in Australia. So
while we have,
I'm struggling to think of any of them, and the one I can think of is not a good example. So.
Okay, can I just ask, is the story about the origins of the Maloo true? That the woman went to a car maker and said, I want a car that can take me to church on Sunday and to the market on Monday. Is it true?
I've heard that, but I don't know if it is.
Because it sounds like an urban legend, but it's brilliant.
It is.
Sorry, I just
yeah. No, that's all right.
But the whole thing with cars is I'm a car nut. Ring will tell you I love cars and motorbikes, but Americans bond with cars the way bikers bond with their bikes. They really do. Like
you could do a road trip movie in the UK in a Tesla.
Top Gear's had
you could
that
actually get somewhere in a Tesla in the UK.
No, you couldn't though, because we've got so few charging points. You'd die halfway there.
Oh, actually, I can think of one road trip movie for Europe and the UK.
Go on.
The Hitman's Bodyguard.
Wow, Jane, Bond drove a lot of cars.
Those aren't road trip movies.
Yeah, those are spy movies with car chases. The Hitman's Bodyguard is a road trip movie. For those of you who might not have seen it, it's Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson plays a hitman who has to get to The Hague to testify against this war criminal.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And Ryan Reynolds is his bodyguard getting him there.
Amiga Nuts, I'm going to send you a link to a picture of a Maloo. So you know what I'm talking about. It's basically, it looks like someone chopped off the front of like a Ford Cortina and stuck it onto the back of a pickup truck. That's the only way I can describe it.
But so talking about cars, and you know, in the Blues Brothers,
I've remembered a really good Aussie road trip movie, and it's also a musical.
Really?
It's called Brand New Day, and it was actually made by an Aboriginal producer, and it's mostly stars Aboriginals, and it is fucking hilarious, and it's fun, and it's a buddy road trip movie. It also talks about the political things of Stolen Generation and stuff like that. So it's a really good movie if people want to watch it.
Yeah. But anyways, the like the vehicles in the Blues Brothers are very much patterned after who's driving them.
Go on.
So you have, you know, Jake and Elwood in the Bluesmobile.
Mm-hmm.
You have the country snobs in their RV.
Yeah.
You know, obviously you have all the cops in the cop cars, obviously. Mm. And then the Nazis drive a station wagon.
I've always loved you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only useful thing to do with that car because it's a nice.
Yeah. Yeah. But the Nazis are driving like a Volkswagen station wagon.
Sorry, my phone's just.
Yeah.
Because it's new, it keeps telling me to do this random admin stuff at odd times.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah, so it is. Someone explain to me the symbolism of a station wagon other than being an eyesore in American culture.
It comes from Germany. And it's an eyesore.
Isn't it a Volvo that they drive? It looks like a Volvo to me. Like a Volvo estate.
Let's see.
You're kind of fucking up your shirt here, Ray.
To be fair, his wife's Googling too. Yeah, it does look. It looks like an old style Volvo.
Yeah.
Volvo?
Volvo.
It's actually a Mercury.
Oh, it's a Mercury?
Yeah.
Old style Volvo.
Mercury Bobcat.
You need one of those fandangled Volvos.
But okay, so
you know the thing about Volvos is they're boxy, but they're good.
It does well look like
damn
a
it,
Volvo.
Jen. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, from what I know, according to IMCDB, it's a Ford Pinto.
Ah, okay. But it does look like a boxy, terrible thing.
Yeah, it is. It is a European car, and it's definitely the kind of car you have when you have 5 kids and 3 dogs.
Yeah.
It's the kind of car where the driver will say, "I like it because it's got a nice driving position."
Yeah.
It's that kind of car.
Or
that's the best you can say about it.
Or if you need to take a bunch of your buddies out to do terrible cosplay.
There are only 2 kinds of people who drive that kind of car. The over 60s and their children who've borrowed it for the weekend. That's it. There's no other good excuse to drive a car like that.
Yeah.
And to be fair, those aren't good excuses either. Take a bus.
Yeah.
Walk. Better for the environment. Just saying.
I don't know. Those cars are usually fairly economic.
I don't know. Depending on how far you're going, biking might be better.
Yeah, biking too.
I don't bike unless I've got an engine.
Could be good for the environment.
If you missed Jay's stream last night, I talked about fucking climate change for.
I know you did.
I need to catch
Damn,
up on
that was painful.
Yeah. I need to catch up on that because.
No, you don't. You really don't.
I do, because if you talked a lot, I need to actually learn what your voice sounds like, because you talk so little everywhere else.
Them fat words.
It's not my fault. Blame Jen.
Yeah.
It's just always your fault.
Do you know? I've just had an idea for my channel. I've just had an idea. I'm gonna have a 1 weekly thing with just Amanda.
If you injure yourself, you're doing it wrong.
Unless that was your intent.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. If you injure yourself and don't safe word, you're doing it wrong.
Okay. If you end up in hospital, you're doing it wrong.
No, because
you might have been doing it adventurously.
Exactly. But that's what safe words are for.
So if you're doing it with
how did this happen?
Inanimate,
we were making love on the roof at night.
Oh my god, did you see those pictures of the people fucking on the pyramids? That was awesome. That's so baller. Sorry.
Or if you end up in one of Donna's stories.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's the thing that, okay. Sexuality in the Blues Brothers. There is none.
Oh. Yeah.
There is none. It's a complete sausage fest, but there's very few sex jokes. The women are not sexual objects.
Yeah.
Like, even in the second one, where he's dealing with strippers, okay, you get the young 13-year-old boy gaping at the strippers, and Jake and Elwood gapes for a bit, but he treats them with absolute respect all the time. I mean, I have a personal headcanon that Elwood is either gay or asexual. He has to be to treat women like that in his own context. Because either that or he's carsexual.
Yeah.
Because I can see that with Elwood.
Yeah. But
we know what he uses that.
The only
platform.
The only really female. The female characters in the Blues Brothers basically end up owning the scenes that they're in.
Yeah, totally.
Because you have the nun for Jen's benefit.
The nun.
Yeah,
the
you
penguin.
have you have Jake Sex, and you have Aretha Franklin. And actually, Jake's ex is almost as much of a driving, is almost a separate antagonist, but fourth antagonist. But that's more that she's trying to kill Jake than actually going up against the Blues Brothers themselves.
And the thing is, she even says it's almost like Elwood is an afterthought to her.
Yeah.
And even like they never comment on her throughout until that one bit where Elwood goes, "Who is she?"
Yeah.
And that's it. It's like he just doesn't notice women at all.
Yeah.
And you've got Aretha Franklin in front of you and you ain't looking.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. Like, she's not so much a character as Jake Sex is not so much a character as more of a force of nature in the movie.
Oh my god. How do you remember that, Amanda? Buzz Lightyear. Right, I'm gonna find that picture.
Well, this is already never going to be monetized, so might as well.
It's me. See, this is why I said this on one of Chris's channels, and I will reiterate. I can say whatever the hell I want on any of your streams, because I know the minute you get monetized, it disappears off the internet forever.
I don't think that's
everything
how it
I
works.
say has got a time limit.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's only if it gets demonetized for copyright reasons.
See?
No, it gets demonetized for vulgarity and profanity with me.
No, I'm saying it only gets removed if it's demonetized for copyright.
Yeah, no, but if any of you make it big, sorry, when you all make it big. When you all make it big, you are not going to want to be associated with the shit that comes out of my mouth, so it will disappear.
Well, it's a good thing I'll never make it big then.
Yeah.
Oh, you will. You will.
Jen is my sister, and we're always going to be stuck together, so I'll never get monetized.
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
But so, and of course, Aretha Franklin just owns the diner scene.
Do you know what my brain's just done?
What?
Because of the Buzz Lightyear thing, and we're talking about the Blues Brothers, my brain's just considered an alternate use for sunglasses.
Hang on, wasn't there one of them as well?
Damn it, Elwood, when we said put your tongue up there, we meant just your tongue.
Yeah. So was that what was in the use prophylactic?
Oh, I'm sorry, but my brain does terrible things. I'm sorry.
By the way.
Yeah. So, anything else?
There's your Blues Brothers one.
That's 106 miles from Chicago.
Yeah. It's dark out and we're wearing sunglasses.
That person is wearing sunglasses, just not as it's advised to do so.
It was a very good stream, that one, with Donna, and anyone who hasn't watched it in the chat, go and watch it.
Go watch it on my channel.
Yeah, watch it on.
Go and watch it on Amanda's, because I've got lots of views on mine already.
On my channel.
Look at the shape of those glasses, Dave. Go back and look at them. They're definitely sunglasses, not reading glasses or anything like that.
Also,
look at the specific shape of them.
Do you want me to put them up again?
For fuck's sake, your husband is trying to talk.
Yeah.
He's used to it.
Yeah. So one last point, at least for me, probably, is it's very much a movie about Chicago.
Yeah, you couldn't make that movie in any other city in the world.
Yeah. Not only it's like, and perhaps that's like, well, yes, it's about music but perhaps why it's so closely tied with rhythm and blues is because it's a movie about Chicago, and that's possibly why we also get the mafia. We get the mafia allegation, alleged connections in there, is because it's a movie about Chicago.
Yeah, I think the only other city you could possibly come near to making anything like the Blues Brothers in, possibly Detroit.
And maybe that's why, even if they had made it later, they maybe wouldn't put Johnny Cash in there, because it's a movie about Chicago. Johnny Cash is more Tennessee.
Memphis.
He's Memphis and Nashville.
Like you couldn't make, even though you've got Memphis and Nashville who have those amazing music scenes, you couldn't make that movie in Memphis and Nashville.
Yeah.
You just couldn't. It's a totally different culture.
Yeah, sort of.
Can you really imagine a 1,000-car pileup in the middle of Nashville? To a Johnny Cash song, or to a Lynn Anderson song, or a Dolly Parton song? It's not the same story.
Yeah, in Nashville, absolutely.
You got to put Robert X's comment up.
What did he say now? I love Robert. He's kind of my favorite.
Yeah.
This is why you swapped the horse for a microphone, Robert.
Oh,
are you related to Catherine the Great by any chance, Robert? Just wondering.
If he swaps the horse for the microphone, he might end up with one of those X-ray pictures.
But Mega Nuts, what am I getting wrong? Am I saying Chicago wrong? Should I say it Chicago?
Chicago.
No, it's Sweet Home Chicago.
Yeah.
And the thing is, isn't that the opening number?
Baby, don't you want to go?
You've got She Caught the Katy, then it's Sweet Home Chicago is the big, loud number at the start, isn't it?
Well, no, it's one of the numbers they sing in their concert, I think.
Yeah, but I'm sure they use the reprise of it in the actual build-up.
Yeah.
Again.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Also, any plot that allows for a full-on music concert as part of the film wins for me.
Yeah.
It just does. But speaking of that joke, going back to the ladies thing, when Elwood says, free parking and it's ladies' night tonight.
Yeah.
But even Twiggy.
Yeah.
The dude had a chance with Twiggy. The ultimate sex symbol of that era. He had a chance with it and he'd rather play music.
Yeah.
Like, Elwood's clearly got his priorities kind of... I don't know if they're exactly right or exactly wrong.
Yeah. And
maybe he'd had a little bit too much in prison at one point.
Don't think it works that. Don't think it works that way, Jen.
He might have discovered something about himself in prison.
Maybe.
I don't know. For some reason, that doesn't jar with me. Like, there's a small collection of fan fiction on the internet. I'm not going to tell you where, because it's not AO3, that actually has Jake Elwood slash, and I'm just like, no. I can slash anyone, but those two, it doesn't jar for me at all.
What does that mean, slash? What are you talking about?
Together.
Oh, okay. I've never heard that before.
So the Blues Brothers in that connotation would mean X-rated.
Yeah. Bluecest.
Bluecest.
You should come and watch the Clone Wars with us sometimes. Yeah. They're always figuring out who's going to fuck each other on it.
Yeah, there is a bit of a delay between the stream and the chat, especially since we're going off personally, I'm going off the StreamYard's chat. So what'll happen is what we say there's a delay between what we say and YouTube. And then, of course, you're typing in response to what we're saying in the YouTube chat, and there's a delay between the YouTube chat and the StreamYard's chat. So it's quite a bit of a delay.
It's about 30
seconds. It seems to be about a minute overall, because I've just seen that. No, Robert, I don't speak German. Not well enough to do it on stream anyway.
Yeah.
And that was a minute and a half ago, give or take.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're just about coming towards the conclusion of this.
Yeah. So
we could go on again about the Catholic themes and the real, like, the Catholic guilt. The reason I love Elwood and Jake is that they don't have Catholic guilt. They're Catholic, but they don't have Catholic guilt.
Yeah.
They never once feel guilty about any of the shit they pull.
No.
And that's so refreshing. But
yeah,
they just that's the thing. We love characters who don't give a fuck. That's what we love. It's escapism, and it's that fuck you to the authorities, quite literally. You know.
Yeah.
And that's what Elwood especially does really well. Elwood just does not care what the authorities think, whoever the authorities are.
Yeah.
And definitely we are like, you've all gone quiet and I'm hoping someone's going to bounce off me with this, but
well,
he is very much
you're saying it well enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's that single-minded determination with Elwood as well. When he's got a goal, nothing else matters.
Hi, Dave.
Yeah.
And in that way, yes, he's an anti-hero, but he's also, I mean, tone it down a touch, because obviously it's comedy and it's designed for comedic effect.
Yeah.
But he's the kind of person who... Elwood Blues for president. I will say it.
Yeah.
Like,
100 times better than what we have in the White House right now.
And just as fictional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he is one of those people you imagine if he'd had a much better life and background, he could have done something huge as a character.
Yeah.
But anyway, I saw Amanda waving.
Yeah.
So.
Because Ring keeps trying to.
Well, yeah. So I think that kind of, closes it up nicely. So let's go ahead and start with the shilling with Mama Atheist.
I'm Amanda. Nice to meet you. Everybody knows me. Fine.
Oh, shill Amanda. You're done. Amanda's got 2 great new videos on her channel. She did a thing with Jay where she talks about Buffy and Angel, and I give Jay shit from the chat. And then later, last night for you, Amanda, we had Godless Engineer on Critical Bitches, and the show premiered on Amanda's channel this time, and she did most of the interview. She was absolutely brilliant at it, and the show was brilliant. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. It was just a great chat with a brilliant content creator. And we both really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a great stream.
Oh, thank you.
I need to catch up on everything. I haven't watched any YouTube content for the last 2 days. So I just need.
And then Amanda was on Jay's channel today talking about her
last night.
Last night, yeah. And then you've got your own climate science video coming out in a couple of days.
Yeah. I did one about the coronavirus, but I had already started one about climate change because people say it's a hoax. So I was just refuting that with my, climate science knowledge. So it'll be out. I had taped it, but there was something wrong with the audio, so I have to redo it. It's fine.
But it was really good.
Climate science knowledge activate.
Do I have links here?
Thank you, Jen.
Do we have any biologists in the community, like human biologists?
Lizzie Lang
and Lizzie Lang.
Yep.
Okay, because I have someone told me a theory, and I'm not entirely sure I can discount it without knowing more. When it comes to corona. Someone said to me, you know how we've had a lot of movement of people, especially recently, refugees all over the world, that kind of thing. And someone has said to me that it's kind of like when you get freshers all in halls, they're all going to get sick because they're all coming from different places with different immunities. And that maybe that's in some way contributed to corona or contributed to the development of it, which I don't know. But that's why I'm asking.
I think obviously the interconnectedness did, of our modern world did help with the spread of it, but I think it's been pretty solidly proven that Corona or COVID-19 was a zoonotic disease.
Hey, I talked about that the other day.
Your wife needs Google to tell her what that word means. Oh,
zoonotic diseases means okay, fine. Zoonotic diseases are diseases that are transferred from animals to humans, and about 75% of the communicable diseases that we're dealing with right now are zoonotic in nature. So,
yeah,
just saying. Oh, thanks, Jen.
No worries.
But yeah.
And Jen, we'll go ahead and have you shill yourself.
Shill myself, since I just shilled Amanda.
Yeah.
That's mine.
Well, I mean, Hissy's grabbing food or something.
Yeah, you guys all know me. I'm Jen from Jen's Little Corner. I did a video a few days ago on spirit science, which I enjoyed doing it. He took the piss out of a movie. I mean, it's not the best movie in the world, but yeah, he got it totally wrong. So I took the piss out of him. I've got a communications show coming out later this week. I haven't finalized the time or the entire people or the full list of guests who'll be on it, but we're going to be discussing the use of OBS and video production for YouTube. So we'll have a group of us who do it. We'll be able to answer questions to the chat and just give people some good pointers on how to do stuff. So that should be good. Now I've got a couple of solo videos that will also hopefully be coming out during the week, seeing as how I'm stuck at home.
Yay! There was much
to be absolutely honest, I'm feeling a lot better, so that's hopefully a good sign. And
hey, so it's like I've been saying for fucking ever, you don't have corona.
Oh, I didn't think I did. I was just being cautious, as they told me to be. That was all. I wasn't saying I had it.
No, you were being a little bit whiny at times. Like, I can understand the whiny about not feeling well, but the whiny about, like, well, I mean, what if it's corona?
I was just going off about it. It was pissing me off, that was all.
It could have been because you were a little drunk, though, too.
Oh, you mean on Friday night? Oh, yeah, probably because I was drunk.
Let me amend that statement. It could have been because you were super drunk.
Yeah, probably. No, I didn't for once. I honestly didn't think I had it. It was more a case of...
The conversations I had with you and Chris, like, separately, holy shit, man.
Yeah. Well,
anyway.
Now, Hissy's turn for shilling.
Yay. Okay, so I am going to start up my own channel eventually. So if you want to subscribe to me now, it'll change over. I'm not officially announcing the name yet because Jay of Nevermore's Tavern came up with it. And I kind of want to be on a stream with him or have something going on when I announce it, just because I want to give him the proper credit. But, you know, you can check it out. You can follow me on Twitter for updates on that as it goes live. I'm at Danger Hissy. On Twitter, you will find all my social media, my fan fiction, everything pinned to the top. Obey the warnings. If you find my fan fiction, dead dove do not eat, yada, 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 you're all grown adults. It's at least as explicit as this stream has been, and in some cases, more so. So pay attention to the warnings. I put them there for a reason. And this is who I am. So if you like the way I've been on this stream, that's kind of my entire Twitter content. It's how I am. I'm going to shill my husband because his channel is getting better and better, and I love it. And I'm there for that. All the atheist content on YouTube is fantastic. I'm not even atheist, and it's all of my YouTube content. All my subscriptions are just atheist YouTubers, so check them all out. And that's me for the time being. When I start up my own channel, it's mostly going to be debunking ahistorical bullshit. It's going to be discussing history. I'm a classicist, so if you like your ancient Rome and your myths, you'll want to check that out, I hope. And it's all going to be done. I'm not going to pretend or put on any professional airs or anything. I'm going to talk to you as I talk now, very chilled out. very relaxed. So if that's the kind of thing you want, probably with a lot of expletives thrown in because it's me, check it out. And we'll do that. I think that's about it. I'm not great at this. Have you noticed? I've just done that.
And coming Tuesday, I'm doing a response to Nervardia's interview with John the Shrieking Dalek Richards. And I also do have a Patreon.
Support Ring. He's awesome.
Thank you.
Please support him. I need him in my country. It'll help.
Yeah. Mama Atheist, do you have any taglines?
Think critically.
And Hissy?
Take care. Be good. And if you can't be good, be careful.
And remember, don't choke on the indoctrination.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.